Hello and welcome to the Bird Tales. I just wrapped up an okay couple weeks of rough grouse and woodcock hunting here in Minnesota. Well, it's raining, and it's raining pretty good. Skip and I got out this morning, went on a quick grouse hunt, found some birds. He had a good point. I walked up, couldn't find the bird. I released him. He ran up ahead of me, bird flushed. It went a ways ahead of us. We walked up there, it flushed again. Got on the trail, came right at me. So I spun around, took a shot, but didn't hit it. He also had another good point on a pair of birds. I flushed both of those birds, but couldn't get a shot at those.
Good boy, Skipper.
So then we went back to the house, and it's been raining all morning and all afternoon, and it's still raining now, but I was sick of sitting on the couch, so we're gonna try it. I'm at about a 5-year-old clear cut right here. It doesn't look great. I wish it was older, but it was the closest spot I could go, and I didn't want to venture too far or wander too much because it's sucky out. So, but at least we're gonna try it. I'm gonna take Gilly out. So here we go. Well, that was not very much fun. At one point it was pretty much downpouring, but it's been a pretty steady just rain otherwise. We did bump one bird. There's not a drop of wind, and it's been raining all day. Gilly comes running up to me, does a quick turn like he just smelt the bird, and it was right there beside him. So
Whoa.
I couldn't really expect much. The scenting conditions are about as bad as they can get. But just bumped that one bird, never found it again. Now I just got Skip out, letting him get some exercise because I'm not going out there anymore. So yeah, that was the night. Try again tomorrow. Well, I'm back at home. My wife and kids are in the house, so it's noisy in there. And it's raining out there, so I'm standing under the deck. I just wrapped up a good morning of rough grouse hunting. Shot 3 rough grouse and 1 woodcock, which was a good morning, but now that I'm back at home, sitting here talking to the camera, I'm a little bit disappointed because the dog work wasn't very good. When I was out there and the birds were flushing, it was just like, I don't care, I'm just gonna shoot. But now I'm wishing I would have been a little bit more patient and tried to get some good points.
Okay, good boy. You got him.
Skip actually had 1 good point, and I walked in, and as the bird flushed, I picked up my gun and just got snagged on the branches. I never even got a chance to aim on him. And then Gilly had a kind of point on a woodcock. It looked like he could smell it, and then I woed him, and he was just I couldn't tell if he was really on the bird or not. It was sitting right on the trail in front of me. It flushed. I missed it with my first shot, but I hit it with the second one.
Good boy, bird.
But other than that, the dogs have been so-so. It's literally 50-50 between one instant I have a great point and I can walk in and flush the bird. The next instant they just bust and run right through the birds, and we see what happens. So it's a work in progress. It's early in the year. We still have a lot of season left, but I'm gonna try to be more patient on the next groups of birds. All right, I just finished up a pretty decent night on one of my favorite WMAs. Skip had some good moments and some bad moments. He bumped at least 1 grouse that I know for sure. I seen him go by as if he was kind of birdie, but he didn't stop and point until after the bird had already flushed. We didn't find it again. We also had another grouse. Hey, go away. We also had another grouse get up behind us, and I don't even know if Skip noticed it. It just was smarter than us, waited for us to pass and went out the back. I had 1 woodcock come right past me, Skip chasing it, and I held out my patience to let it go and not shoot.
Whoa!
It landed. We went up. Skip had a good point.
Whoa.
Only for a couple seconds before the bird flushed again, but a point nonetheless. Couldn't get a shot off. And then right at the end, he went on point in this willow brush. It was a good point. There's 2 woodcock in there. Again, I couldn't get a shot off.
Good boy, Skipper.
So we chased down the one. Skip pointed it. Again. I shot and missed it. My excuse is that it was in the sun, but whatever. It landed one more time on the other edge of some willows. We walked up there. It flushed right away. And that time I hit it.
Okay, drop. Drop. Good boy.
And now we're back at the car. So that's it. I'm at a WMA that I've hunted many times in the past. I think the last time I was here was last year with Will in the pouring rain. And we just got done, me and Gilly. And it was mostly sucky. Probably about 90% bad. So to start, Gilly ran right through 2 woodcock. Didn't even slow down, just blew right through them, and I just let them fly by me. There is one vehicle here in the parking lot, but I somehow managed on a 1,200 acre WMA to walk within 15 yards of not 1 but 2 bow hunters who had to stand up and wave at me before I saw them. Sorry guys. But the cherry on the top of the night was this rough. I didn't shoot it. Gilly caught it. I don't know how he could have caught it. He's got a bell on. He's got a blaze orange vest on. He was only 30 yards away from me. There's no point. He never slowed down. It just sounded like a running dog. I didn't hear a flush. I didn't hear a bird stuck in the brush or something. Nothing. Just all of a sudden, here comes a dog. It was a great retrieve, but the only thing that makes any sense to me is that it was already injured. It had been shot or something. It was still warm, and so it must have been, maybe it was just running and Gilly was able to run it down. I have no idea. So that's a real bummer. He ran through 2 woodcock and caught a grouse. So we're definitely going backwards in what we want to be doing. The only savior of the night was right there, maybe 100 yards from the parking lot. We're just walking the trail back and Gilly just slammed on point. And I walked up there and there was a grouse in there. I heard it flush, but I couldn't see it. So at least there was one positive for the evening. Hopefully next time will be a little better. Good morning. I'm at a WMA. My spot A is about 1/4 mile in front of me. It's a little patch of woods and wetlands. It's probably 80 acres altogether, and there's a pickup park there. I'm sure he's bow hunting, but I've had all the fun that I want to have messing up bow hunters' hunts with the hunt I had on Thursday. So I'm not going to go there. So I went to my plan B, which was down the road further. There was 2 pickup trucks parked there. So my plan A is shot. My plan B is shot. I know I could just go, but I'd just rather not. So now I'm at plan C, which is right out here. And plan C looks good. There was a timber cut in here like 5 or 6 years ago. It's really thick and nasty. It makes sense that this would be good, but I've hunted it 2 or 3 times now, and I don't think I've ever flushed a grouse out here. So I don't have a lot of hope. Well, that was an interesting hunt. We were about 100 yards in when Skip bumped. When Skip bumped the first grouse, just right up here. And this is a clear cut all through here, and he bumped it and it flew by me at like 20 or 30 yards, and I didn't shoot because I'm trying to get a point, but I knew that it flew up and probably went down somewhere back over there on the other side of the clear cut. And so I figured, well, we're just gonna work our way. Our plan was to hunt all the way around the clear cut anyways, so we'll just work our way around and hopefully find it on the way back. We walked for a long time after that, and then Skip ended up bumping two more grouse sitting on a log, and one took off. The other one flew like 5 feet and landed again, and I could just see it running through the woods. I could have easily just shot it on the ground because it was just standing there, but I'm trying to get a point, so I called Skip around and tried to get downwind, and he didn't do anything. He didn't go on point, and so I got him to stop on the trail, and I charged in there trying to flush this bird, and it never flushed. Never saw it again. So either A, it ran out of there, in which case I don't know how Skip didn't see it or find it again. B, it flushed and I just didn't hear it, which would be odd. Or C, I just hallucinated the whole thing, which is maybe the most probable scenario. But then when we did finally work our way back around onto this side, I'm pretty sure we found that same grouse from the beginning, and Skip pointed for a few seconds, and I seen him move, and so I stopped him. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a grouse there or not, but as I got closer, it flushed, and I can't exactly remember. I got to watch the video back. When it happened so fast, you just don't know. But it flushed right at me, and it flew like, I don't know, 5-10 feet, and then landed in front of me, turned around, and ran back into the woods. And so I charged at it. It did a little flutter thing, went back down again. I took a few more steps. It fluttered again. I shot. It went back down, and then it flew off into the woods, got up high, and was gone, and we never found it again. That bird was very smart. It's like it knew not to fly. That was it. Didn't see anything else. So we've had 2 back-to-back hunts with some good and some bad. More bad than good. So we need things to turn around. We need pheasant season, but we still got a week of grouse left. So good morning. I'm on a WMA, the same WMA I was on the other day with Skip, where we shot the one woodcock. I got Gilly. We got one rough. We headed up that way, and we bumped this bird. And I don't know if he bumped it or if I bumped it. He was off to my right somewhere, and all of a sudden a bird flushed and was coming towards me, flew across the trail. And as much as I would have liked to have had a good point, my heart was beating enough that I decided to pull the trigger and drop this bird on the trail. And you know, I'd really love to get a good point, but it makes me really, really happy when I get a good retrieve. This bird was gone. I just winged it, and it was clearly running through the brush, and I could hear Gilly get on the trail, and I could hear him smashing through the brush trying to catch it. And he caught it pretty quick and brought it right back to my feet. So I was very happy about that.
Drop, 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 drop.
And a little bit later, we ended up walking out of this wetland right up to the edge of a clear cut, and I bumped a grouse. Gilly was nowhere near it. It was sitting on a log, and it took off. And when Gilly got up to where the log was, he went on point. So that was good to see. But we kept working in the direction that the bird had flown, and we were able to find it again. Gilly had a great point. I walked up, the bird flushed, and it's like, if I remember this correctly, there was literally one decent sized tree that I wouldn't be able to shoot through between me, the bird, and the open sky, and he flew right behind it. And I can't remember exactly what I did, if I just leaned to the left or if I stepped to the left or what, but I moved a little bit, took a shot. By the time I got a shot off, the bird was probably beyond 30 yards, heading towards some other brush. Didn't hit it, and we weren't able to find it again. And that was about it for the day. We bumped a few other grouse and maybe a woodcock, but we didn't get any shots, no other points. So we're done. Yeah, so as you saw, it wasn't anything spectacular, but it wasn't too bad. The dogs were okay. We definitely need some work. We did a lot of training this summer running roosters, and so being in the wide open grasslands on WMAs and such is a lot different than being in the woods looking for rough grouse. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve for them, but pheasant season's open now. And so we're going to spend a lot more time chasing after roosters and hopefully get some more good points. Alright, that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for next time. See ya.